When you start editing music or audio that you haven't previously worked on, it's really important that you organize it and make sure everything's ready to be edited and mixed. If you've been working on it the whole time, then you might have done some of these things already, and you might have already added markers and colors and proper file names and channel names. But if you're working on something that's new, or it's a live recording, and there's no kind of like compositional elements there, then you probably just got something like this where it's just a load of audio tracks in your mix. So the first thing I'm going to do here is, because this is a live recording and it wasn't recorded to a metronome, this meter here, the ruler here that shows beats, is kind of useless to me. So first of all, I'm going to change the display to time, and then I'm going to go to File, Project Settings, General, and I'm going to turn off Use Musical Grid, and that will flick it to time. And also you can see here it actually starts at 1 hour and continues from 1 hour, and that's for syncing audio to TV and video. So if you're doing that kind of stuff, if you're doing film work, leave it on 1 hour. But if you're doing music, you can just change this to 0, and now it starts from 0. So what we're going to do, first of all, is add markers to mark the introduction, the verse, the chorus, etc. And then we can use the numeric keypad to skip around the song really quickly. And this is a really useful thing to have, especially if you're editing and mixing. You want to be able to know which parts are where, because it's hard to tell from the waveforms alone. And it also means you can quickly skip around the song to check different parts, or to reference your mix to a pro reference, for example. So what we're going to do is turn on global tracks, and we're going to hide everything but the markers, and we're going to use normal markers, not arrangement markers this time. Now we can find the intro, and we can hit the plus button. We're going to call this intro, and when the singing comes in, you rise again. That's the verse. So let's hit the plus button again. This time it's called verse. Then hit. So this is where the chorus comes in, and you can go on doing that throughout. Now what I can do using the numeric keypad, not just the normal number keys, but the numeric keypad, if you've got a larger laptop or a USB keyboard, you can skip to different sections. So if I press 1, it skips to the first marker, 2, it skips to there, 3, it skips to the chorus, and you can see the cycle range is actually moving as well. So when I skip, it changes the cycle, which is really handy. You can also move between markers by pressing Option and full stop, and then Option and comma to go backwards. To add markers, you can also use Option and apostrophe, and that will add a marker there. And you can do that when it's playing as well. So if the song's playing through, I can just, oh, that's out of sync. I can just press Option apostrophe, and it will add a marker there. So once you've got a few of these going, it can get a bit confusing. And if you added them in a different order, they might not be in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So if you go to Navigate and Open Marker List, you can see all of your markers here and the order they're in. You can see where they start. You can edit the start position. You can edit the length, change the name. So I can change this to chorus 2, for example. And that should be called verse, not intro. And so on and so forth. So use markers. They're really helpful, really easy for jumping around your projects when you start editing and mixing.